Good evening, everyone. If I've done this right, you can hear me. Welcome to episode 6 of Quest for the Cure. We're so grateful that you're here. Before we start, we've got a few announcements that we always like to make at the beginning. First, amazing shout out to our amazing cast: Ed, Amy, Emma, Blair, and Eric, and our guest, Hawkmere, tonight. I know you know and love all these folks, and they're going to get a chance to introduce themselves. But before we start, I want to tell you why we're getting together today. We're raising money for a charity called Jesse's Journey. Jesse's Journey raises money for funding into research for Duchenne muscular dystrophy. It's a disease that affects 1 in 5,000 kids, usually boys. Together, we have raised just under $20,000 since September of last year, and that's by and large thanks to all of your incredible support. So thank you for continually tuning in. Thank you for cheering us on, and we appreciate it. Shout out to our sponsors. Legendary Pants has furnished us with incredible dice, and we're going to use them for no particular reason. It's not like a dragon rolls a ton of d6. And thank you, as always, to Legendary Pants, who's the presenting sponsor of not only Quest for the Cure, but Squad Up. Of course, Talon and Claw have furnished us with a lot of prizes. If you go into the donation window, you'll see that there's actually some prizes for people who donate at certain levels. If you donate $75, not only are you going to be contributing to our cause, but you're also going to get a custom-made dice vault by Talon and Claw. $115, it gets you a dual hex hero vault, and at $150, you get a handmade Kraken DM screen. Thank you, as always, to our friends from Talon and Claw. D&D Beyond, who helps us on the back end furnish our characters, keep everything together, and they're giving a copy of the Cortex rule set, so make sure you put your name in for that. Beetle and Grimm's has just released their Van Richten's Guide to Ravenloft Silver Edition. It is shipping now. Do get yourself a copy if you have it. As you know, Beetle and Grimm's make some of the highest quality Dungeons and Dragons products on the planet. You can influence the game with your donations. For a donation of $10, you can give me a reroll, which I like, or force me to reroll, which I like less. You can give the heroes a reroll for $15. For $25, you can give them a boon or a bane, which is a little benefit or a hindrance. For $50, you can get a major boon or a bane. For a $25 donation, you can get me to speak in an accent or do an impersonation of your choice. But we make no warranty on the quality of any of it, so just to be clear, there are no refunds on any of that whatsoever. At $100, you can add or remove an enemy from combat. I know somebody in the moderation chat is going to give me a list of all of the things that you can purchase, so thank you very much for your support today. And now, without further ado, I'm going to allow the players to introduce themselves. Ed, why don't you start?
Okay, hi. I'm Ed Greenwood. Far too long ago, I created something called the Forgotten Realms, and I've been creating worlds and making messes ever since. And tonight I'll be making messes as Thoron, priest of Tempest, the war god.
Hi, I'm Amy Lynn DeZora. I'm one of the community managers for the D&D Adventures League organized play system for 5th edition. Tonight, I'm playing the very bookish knowledge cleric Shadows Across Rooftops. In case you can't tell, she's a tabaxi.
Emma?
Hi, I'm Emma Wakelin. I'm a actor and comedian in Toronto, and I'm playing Dr. Mordek, medical examiner. Maybe not the chief medical examiner of Waterdeep, but claims he is.
Blair?
Hello, I'm Blair, producer at Respawn, working on Star Wars, and I am Grizzle, male goblin rune knight fighter, who is probably going to die tonight based on all of the what I've heard so far about dragons and such.
Eric?
Hi, I'm Eric. I'm living with Duchenne muscular dystrophy, so I'm really grateful to everybody tuning in tonight. I'm playing as Farkan, the High Elf Wizard, and I hope I get to use some of my fire spells tonight.
Wow. And last but not least, all of you know him. He participates in the chat. You see him retweeting our shit on Twitter. This is the one, the only Hawkmere, who also apparently I found out today has a name, and it's Jim. Who knew?
Yeah, my name is Jim, Hawkmere1 on Twitter. And tonight I will be joining my goblin brother, Blair, as Stor Strucker, the Conquest Paladin.
All right, and in case you don't know me, my name is Gary. I'm the chief editor of FortNerd.com and the host of the Cocktie podcast. If you haven't listened to it, maybe you should, or don't. Either way, works for me. Let's get started. All right. When last we met, you heroes had just returned from King's Reach, having found the last part of a poem that may have been important from divine powers themselves. The heroes learned from a helpful sentient bag named Phil that the last page of the Codex Cosmologica, a book of great power that may have been referenced in Timora's epic prophecy, has appeared on this plane at long last, but in the lair of a dragon. We find ourselves now at the table in their home away from home in the city of Ravensbluff. Our heroes, still chalked with the road, are met by their old friend Flip, who once again seems to be out of breath. He bears news of great concern. After a moment of a brief conversation with Flip, your friend Wen-Twos politely excuses himself, saying that he was needed at the college and he hoped that he would see you again soon. Hey, what's up? Did the keeper of the shrine in King's Reach manage to help you find the final verse of the prophecy?
They weren't super helpful, but we did learn some information. We learned a lot, actually.
Oh,
Yeah,
oh.
it's not great.
Okay.
Yeah. She who smiles will bide her time till the book of gates? Book of something unfurls. It is we who will suffer misfortune's wrath while secret portals swirl. To solve these ancient problems vast, the book must be complete. Amy didn't write the last line down because she doesn't write fast.
I'm sure that it was really wonderful writing, but I think that might be it. Not that I would know, of course, because I wasn't there, but I feel like you might have gotten the end of it.
But the other ones have all been 4 lines, and this one's just 3. It must be one of those fancy poems that I don't understand. Iambic pentameter and stuff.
Yeah, some weird thing that writers do, and it rhymes, and there's like beats and stuff. Okay. Flip is gonna look over his shoulder and he's gonna point at an armored goblin beside him. And he's gonna look down. And he says, "What was your name again?" Store. Huh. Does that have a meaning in your language or what?
It means big.
Oh. Well, he's gonna help, cause, he apparently knows something about dragons. I don't know. Delchandra said he might be useful to you, but, you know how those goblins go.
What is that supposed to mean? I'm a goblin.
What, really? Oh,
Flip a goblin?
no, listen.
Is Flip not a goblin?
I'm an ex-goblin. We're having a very personal conversation right now. I'm not sure I'm comfortable with this.
Wait, what's an ex-goblin?
We were already having a personal conversation, and now you just want to get into it. All right, well, I mean, if you insist, an ex-goblin is a creature who was once a goblin, but is a goblin no longer.
Okay, that works for me.
Right.
Yeah. So formerly goblin. See, I still have Anyways, it doesn't matter. It's a long story.
You still have a... Got it.
Yeah, everybody knows what I'm talking about.
Can I roll to see if I know Store? Is he a fabled fighter or?
Yeah, make me an insight or history check, your choice.
Let's do history, because I feel like Okay, so Grizzle was taken away by giants when he was little,
Mm-hmm.
and only rejoined recently. So I feel like if he's from my town or something, I wouldn't know. History. But if he's done some deeds, ooh, that's a 3.
Um,
No, you don't know.
yeah, you don't know. You
No
don't
idea
know
who this is.
anything. Not at all.
Cool. I'm like, hey, goblin guy. I'm a goblin too. It's
And obviously a powerful warrior by the way you're armed.
yes, thank you. So you said you're the biggest goblin?
I am a champion amongst our people.
Okay, well, we'll see. We'll see about
And he's
that.
wearing like black half plate armor and has a great sword on his back.
You see, like, what's that thing when you're like up against the wall? Like Grizzle's trying to like just see how tall he is compared to himself. Like,
Like Merry and Pippin.
yeah, just like, are we a little taller? Yeah.
Oh
Oh.
dear.
All right, so now we're comparing heights. Let's move on before this becomes less than PG.
Yes. Yes, you size queens. Okay.
And thank you to the generous chat who have provided Hawkmere specifically a reroll. Hawkmere, you have a reroll to use at some point in the future. So, okay. Let's talk turkey or drurky. What is dragon? I don't know. Anyways, so you know about the dragon ruining my cliffhanger from the last time. It intrigues me. I'm gonna have to ask you about that because I just found out about it, and so okay, the page is in the lair of a dragon named Flixelsogthelion. Okay,
Named Who's what now?
Flixelsogthelion.
What? Bless you.
XYZ PDQ.
I feel like Flip's kind of pulling us over on one here, pulling one over us on here, as you tend to do, Flip. Everything you say is a little more complicated, but now that's a made up dragon name. You got to be kidding me.
What do you mean?
I can't even pronounce it, let alone remember it. That's how silly that dragon. Dragons are usually like the ancient white great dragon. Like that's
Bringer of doom.
yes, bringer of doom.
Yeah, like that.
I mean, how do you know it doesn't mean bringer of doom in the dragon's language?
Okay, you know what? You got me on that one.
I mean, yeah. Yeah, Flixelsogthelion.
Do we know
Gesundheit.
anything about this dragon? Like how old they are, or what color
Yeah.
they like the best, or their favorite snack foods?
Okay. Yeah, that's a great question. So, we know about the dragon, but we don't know a lot about it.
We do know what it is dragon shaped.
It is dragon shaped. That's right. We have some references to this dragon in the early settling times of Ravensbluff. There are writings that exist of the early attempts to oust it from its roost, but nothing is known of the outcome. So it's like they wrote about it, but then sort of didn't follow up, which is really annoying from like a journaling perspective. It's like we found out about this dragon, but then we don't know anything about it or what happened. We don't know what type of dragon it is. Keeps to itself, as far as we know. Rarely sighted. In fact, the last time it was seen was 20 years ago? 20 years ago? Just prior to the end of the spell plague, actually, as far as I know. Yeah.
And how old are these writings that speak of the dragon?
I guess Ravensbluff was founded like 200 years ago.
Oh, okay.
Something like that.
So this isn't a little dragon. This is a big dragon.
I mean, what is it with you goblins and size all of a sudden? Jeez.
We just want to know the proper amount of respect to take with us to pay the dragon versus like if it's some punk kid.
Yeah, like should we be in the next county?
Huh, yeah. Yeah, because that's what heroes do. They They head to the next county, Thorond.
That's right.
The
The live ones.
The live ones, exactly. It's probably pretty big. It's not a young dragon. It's it lives, as far as we know. You go past Troll's Heart Barrow, to the end of the Fire River, where it emerges from beneath the Earth's Fast Mountains, and then that's where you'll find it, where the Earth Spur and the Earth Fast Mountains meet. So there's like a corner or something, and sort of the river comes out, and then the top of the mountain is where the dragon is.
Okay.
All right, let's go.
Oh,
Okay.
just wow.
Great.
Okay.
Yep.
Great. It's good to know at least somebody's excited about this. Jeez.
We're all gonna die. Let's go.
Does anybody have any final questions? Do you want to talk to me? Do you want to ask how my day's been? I feel like.
Well,
No,
I was sort of hoping you'd take down our wills
No.
if they're final questions.
Oh well. To be fair, as part of my role as a speaker for the Gravenbeard clan, I did have to become a notary, so I could do that if you really wanted.
Let us show faith by not doing so.
Yes.
So we'll come back for a return engagement. Flip, where are we coming back to? Where can we find you?
Oh, that's Thorond. Leave it to you to be always having good ideas. He gives you a clay coin, Thorond.
Oh,
And he says, snap this coin in half, touch all your friends, and then they'll teleport to the guild.
did you all hear that? In case I'm not in snapping fettle.
Yes.
Okay.
Make sure we know where the coin is.
Yes. You see this non-conductive codpiece behind the belt buckle so that it's sufficiently protected. It's that or the armpit, fellas. So
Well, that's
I'm trying to make sure that if I get crisped, there'll still be a clay coin left.
Very good.
so it's hiding behind the god piece. Protect it. That's I guess that's job one. Oh, wow. Was it? Am I remembering correctly? It was a few days ago, but I'm not as young as I used to be. Did you go to the Church of Timora the last time you were here?
I did.
Oh, in response to the stuff you found, the antlers and the red thing, they sent an inspector. You might want to go check in with them before you head to the mountain. Or not, I mean, really, it's up to you.
What a good idea. Let's check in with the inspector. I always like to keep my inspections up to date. And I can trade the socks that the codpiece is, of course, stuffed with fireproof ones, so that coin has a snowball's chance.
Yeah, that's some thinking. Farkan, you got any questions for me, or are you just ready to go and go
I just want to go. Bye, Flip.
oh wow, what did I do to deserve I'm so nice? And you guys are gonna all walk out, and Flip is just gonna be grumbling to himself. He's gonna be kicking the dirt, folding his arms and
I'm gonna, give Flip a shoulder bump as I go past him, just to, piss him off a
Wow.
little bit more.
The new guy just falling right in line with the tag.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, that's me at Gary. That has nothing to do with Flip. It's
Gotcha,
just-
Oh.
Yeah. Flip.
the last thing you hear Flip say is, "I feel attacked." And he was going to say some nice things to you, but now he's changed his mind. The church is exactly. Go ahead.
No, there's something wrong with the mind he has, so that's a good thing to do.
The church is exactly where you remember it. It is not as. The rubble is definitely more organized. You can see that there are now piles. But what you notice is that
We have piles.
piles of rubble as opposed to just rubble everywhere. But what you notice is that the entire space is spiked off, and the entire space is spiked off, and so it's like totally staked off, and like you see that there's like wood and stuff, and like it's roped off. It's almost like they turned it into a grid so that when they're searching they can take like better notes, almost like an archaeological dig. They're taking it like so seriously. Like they're taking it so seriously. It's like a crystal chakra reel I'm in. Like almost like a venti latte or something. Like I don't even know. But you do see like there's a figure who's fitted with elven chainmail who seems to be overseeing a crew of like half a dozen different people pouring through the debris. They have like silver hair that's draping over one side of their armor, and they seem to be like casually observing the site. But all of you are like so in tune that you know they like totally see you coming. What would you like to do? Like, what would you like to do? Would you like to keep inventing? Would you like to observe the site yourself? Do you want to talk to them? Like, what's the plan?
Grizzle being like a toolsmith, rune carver, kind of like stone. I feel like he would just like walk over to people digging or like moving the stone and just stand by like, okay, I see what they did there. Just trying to like, a dad watching another dad barbecue. Like that situation. Just judging.
Yeah.
So, like, we'll do that for a second, because, like, after about 10 minutes, the people who are working start to, like, notice you. And, like, you can hear them talking to each other about, like, you don't know what they're saying. And it's like, you think they're talking about you, but you can't say for sure. And occasionally they'll be, like, over their shoulder at you.
Shadows across rooftops would like to sneak up on her sneaky cat feet and maybe try and take a listen to what they're saying.
Absolutely. Make me a stealth check.
A sneaky cat. That's a 16.
So you get actually quite close to them, and like you're kind of perched behind some rocks, and you hear them say like, oh my god, these people have become like heroes, and they can't even leave us to move rocks anymore. It's like, oh, look at how famous I am. I saved the day. I saved all the goblins in Trollheart Barrow. Oh, look, I saved the Church of Timora. Oh, we're gonna save the world. Oh, look at how famous we are.
I would then like to find like some loose rubble and like walk in front of them, eye contact, and just push the rubble from one gridded square to the next, just like
they're like, oh.
And then I'm just gonna turn my tail around and like bounce away.
Oh my god, who does that?
Well, now you know someone. Who does?
So, yeah, you see the creature, clearly elvish, is observing. Would you like to go talk to them?
Maybe perhaps Dr. Mordek, one professional to another, would be interested in because like excavating an architectural site is kind of like doing an autopsy.
A little less blood, I hope.
Hopefully.
I don't know if that's a great analogy.
Oh my god.
I mean, I don't use shovels.
I mean, obviously,
don't?
your tools are much more sophisticated, but like from like a higher, like I mean, they can only work with the tools that they have. They don't have your expertise.
I mean, I have performed an aneurysm autopsy. That's what I call autopsies. Out in the field, I've done it in tents, done it in the desert once. I've done it underground. So yeah, I guess it is sort of like an archaeological dig. I do have a great pair of
It's
khaki
underground.
shorts.
Oh, I bet you look stunning. Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry, what did you want me to do?
I wanted you to go and impress that silver-haired person with your medical knowledge. And
Oh,
find out if they even know what they're doing here, or like what's going on.
I barely know what I'm doing here, but yeah, I'll go ask them. What am I asking them?
So how about them Jays, eh?
Barkan, maybe you should go with a good doctor.
Yeah. Excuse me, silver-haired genius. I'm Dr. Mordek.
Oh, Doctor, hello, welcome. I was told to expect you. My name is Cedric Finehair. Welcome to what's left of the Church of Timora here in Ravensbluff.
Sorry, hold on a second. Your name is Finehair?
Yes, Cedric Finehair.
Did you change your name because of your hair, or did you grow your hair because of your last name?
Why not both?
Well, philosopher.
Yeah, wait,
Yeah.
what?
That's a very healthy statement, actually. Anyway, I'm here to ask you if you've ever performed an autopsy in the desert. Sorry, an archaeological dig.
Oh, look on Amy's face.
That is an odd question. Yes.
It's not one I would have asked unprovoked.
Yes, I have, though I don't know what it has to do with this, as this is an archaeological excavation in a city that is not near a desert.
Small talk.
Oh, small talk.
Help me, Farkan. He's so antisocial. I don't get it. Surely you've heard of me and read my books. Dr. Mordek on aneurysms?
I heard that the number of reported aneurysm deaths in Ravensbluff has increased by 1,500% over the last year. Is
Very proud of that number.
Is that you're doing? Cedric Finehair looks down or looks across to Farkan and is just pleading with you to say something to bridge this gap, so you're connecting in some way that makes sense.
I'll turn my back on him and go back over to Shadows and lift my shoulders up and go, I don't know, he seems like an idiot to me.
What have you found anything useful, you think, in this dig site?
Well, my friend, it's funny that you should ask. Yes, we have. What we can tell is that there was a very small, localized disturbance beneath the ground which caused the destruction of the temple. We don't know what caused it, but we assume it was natural causes, as there's been no reported magic or rituals or nonsense, but of course, in Ravensbluff, you never know. The thing we found interesting is, in our investigation so far, we found a relief that was carved into a lintel above a door. But it was burnt. Since there was no fire associated with the accident related to the destruction of the temple, it seemed worth noting. Would you like to see it?
Yeah.
Cedric Finehair takes you over. Would any of your friends like to see it as well?
Yeah, I would.
Oh.
as a cleric of the war god.
Um,
Professional interest, you understand.
of course, as a practitioner of your skills, I have no doubt that this is important to you. As I said, it's odd. It's the only thing so far that we've been found to have been burnt. And he takes you to a lintel. It was obviously the lintel to the exterior door because it's quite large. It's about 12 feet wide or so. You can see that it's charred with soot. It's in panels. It looks to be the birth cycle of the goddess. You see that in the first panel there's a single winged figure, and then in the next panel that same winged figure is cracked down the middle. In the next panel there's a figure that has arms sort of upraised, and there's another figure beside her that has arms sort of downturned. The next panel, the figure that has the upturned arms is standing in front of two bowls. One has a single coin in it, and the other has multiple coins in it. The second last is there are figures who are approaching much smaller scale, so probably like people, approaching the figure with the upturned arms, walking a narrow ledge to reach them. The final image shows the figure with upturned arms lowering them in a welcoming embrace to the figures who had crossed the narrow ledge. And you notice that in the last three panels, the figure with the downturned arms is present, but far smaller in scale, almost as though they were observing the activity.
This is burned into the door, like with a brand? Or...
It was this was carved into the door.
Oh, carved. Okay.
Yeah, and then they tried to set fire to it, but obviously it's stone. It's damaged, but you can mostly make out what it was.
These old school graphic novels just really they weren't up to par to today's more modern writings.
Does anyone want to make a history, religion, insight check? All right.
Yeah, I'll take a history check.
Okay.
I got a 10.
Okay.
Plus 7, so 17.
Okay.
And religion. 19.
19. Okay. Anybody else?
I'm looking at people move rocks, so
Okay.
I'm not a part of it.
Farkan.
I'm with Grizzle, standing next to him, acting like the supervisor who's watching the supervisor who's watching the.
Farkan and Thorond, you both know that the first panels show the death of Taiki and the birth of sisters Tamora and Bishaba. It's a very common depiction of the death of the goddess and the birth of the two sisters. You also know that the two bowls represent a very common saying to adherents of Timora, which is a copper to the lady returns tenfold in gold. Just talking about how, if you rely on luck, it returns to you. But Thorond, only you know. Farkan, it's on the tip of his tongue, but he can't quite produce it as you can. You remember that there was a group of adherents to Timora called the Testers. And they were fanatical followers of Timora, who took extreme risks in order to further their worship of the goddess. When the choice was between a safe approach and one with little margin of error, very dangerous, they would always always rely on the flashier and more difficult approach. It was always to prove to others the glory of Timora. But
They
only...
were dedicated followers of fashion.
Right, exactly. So you're able to share this with your friends, should you wish.
I do.
And Cedric Finehair looks to you all and says, otherwise, this seems like a completely normal operation. Destroyed by an earthquake or something. But this, we found this, and I knew that you might be interested in it.
It seems completely normal. Absolutely. There's definitely no evidence that something larger than us might possibly be happening either here in Raven's Bluff or anywhere else in the world. Just situation normal, totally.
No, totally. There are absolutely no world-ending portents of doom appearing anywhere at all.
Not at all. Yeah, so just...
It's early in the day.
Just, you really should, like, you and your crew should take the rest of the day off. Just go home, put your feet up, relax. You know what? Your hair looks amazing. It's fantastic. You have a really, you seem to have a really excellent beauty regimen.
Well,
really, I'd like to discuss that when we get back. If that's okay.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. It's important to infuse it with natural oils because work and time, it strips the natural luster from your hair. And if you don't take care of it, you lose it. And I tell you, that's not what you want. Unless it is, in which case, Timora's blessings to you. I'm not an adherent of Timora. We're just in her temple. It felt appropriate for me to say that.
Seems reasonable.
He glances down at Farkan, and is there anything else I can do for you, my friend? As a card-carrying member of the guild, I feel like I need to fully answer any of your questions, as I do answer to the guild.
Not really.
All right. Dr. Mordek, is there any questions you have for me? Like, did I clean my undergarments today, or did I use the washroom? Any other nonsensical non sequiturs that you'd like to hit me up with?
Well, I just
Don't ask
noticed
for
that
it if
you
you don't
changed your
want it.
speech patterns, which is interesting to me. Do you have a headache or dizziness? Perhaps some confusion, or
I sound the same to myself. I can't hear any difference.
do
But
you mind if I open up your brain? I'll put it back.
yes,
Almost exactly as you found.
I must say I object strongly, strenuously, one might say.
To each his own. I'm here if you change your mind.
It sounds like you want to change my mind by removing my brain.
You got me.
He glances down at the goblins, inspecting, and then he just waves them off. He's like, "If there's anything else, otherwise I will get back to work. But I must admit, I do feel a little lightheaded. I may sit in the shade for a while."
You gotta get ahead in this world. That's what I always say.
All right, Thoron, you get inspiration. Ridiculous. Somebody needs to be rewarded for these puns.
Oh, sorry. It's all part of holy service.
Yes, you're doing the Lord's work.
That's it. That's my excuse, and I'm sticking to it.
Do any of you want to do anything before you leave the city? No?
Check my potion count here 1 second.
Yeah, good call.
I got a
Potions.
couple.
Who needs potions?
Well, I mean,
fighters do.
They've-
You're a paladin. I can't hear it.
it's like Grizzle's like, when I touch myself, it's not nearly as effective as when you do.
Oh boy.
Wow.
And the rating changes. Effortless.
All right. Well, if there's nothing you want to do before you leave, you tread once again a familiar path toward Trollheart Barrow. Except this time, instead of turning right at the jagged rocks that look like the underside of a dragon's mouth, you pass them. You hear in the distance the rushing of the Dragon's Falls, which you crossed on your last trip north. The bridge held aloft by hundreds of unseen servants that you questioned but crossed with hesitation. You pass it again toward the opening of the Fire River, plunging deeper and deeper into the mountain range to the point where the Earthspur and Earthfast mountains meet and the Fire River erupts from beneath. The mountains rise high above your head, thousands of feet into the air, the peak obscured by clouds. You've come now to the junction between the mountain range. You see the Fire River erupting from the ground beneath the mountains. What would you like to do?
I think we may have a hint on what kind of dragon it is.
Maybe a little bit.
Dragon this, dragon that, Fire
Being
River.
very subtle, yeah.
I was like, how did we miss these clues the last time we were here?
Yeah.
Well, he did ask what we'd like to do, and my answer would be go home. But
Absolutely. I
mean, I know subtle hints when I hear them.
Yeah, I probably would have stopped. So the Fire River, is it an actual river of fire?
No, it is the name of the river.
Okay.
So the Fire River comes out from the mountains and it flows across the Dragon's Falls and then out to the Sea of Fallen Stars. The city of Ravensbluff is sort of on the corner of the Fire River and the Sea of Fallen Stars. It's a port that sort of leads out to the rest of it. It's the connection to the vast and all of the resources out to sort of the inner world. The reason why the Gravenbeard clan was able to so effectively distribute their sky metal was because they were able to ship it down the Fire River to Ravensbluff and then out to the wealthy towns and nobles sort of on the Sea of Fallen Stars and beyond.
Shipping logistics is a useful skill to have, yes.
Oh, wow.
All right. So I'll put my s'mores sticks away because I'm disappointed there's not actual fire in this river. But it just the river comes out of this cavey thing.
Yeah, it just sort of erupts out from beneath the mountains, and it's just sort of shooting toward Ravensbluff.
Cool. Are there any little smaller, more reasonable offshoots of the river?
Not really. It's all
No.
sort of one central. There aren't any branches to
We
it.
just gotta go in. Okay.
But why don't you make me anybody at the table as Shadows Across Rooftops is putting her thinking cap on. Anybody can make me a perception, survival, stone cutting, history, or mason's tools check if you like.
Oh.
Do a history check.
Yeah, I don't have any of those.
I got a
Survival.
rock, so
I got
13.
10.
10, okay.
17.
17, okay. Anybody else? Mordek? Shadows?
I got a
4.
1. Yeah.
Okay.
I
So
rolled a nat 20 nature check.
okay, great. Farkan, you can actually see a path. And you notice that with the right tools, you're fairly sure that you and your friends are going to be able to climb up. Thorond, you see a path that you think is probably a bit safer than the one that Farkan pointed out. You kind of nudge forward and you sort of point upward and you're like, probably that one. And then Store sort of strides forward heroically with like a superhero poise and points upward and he points to what looks to be a hidden path that's far less obvious than the other ones. It sort of crisscrossing up the mountain. And once he points it out, you're all able to see it, and you think you're able to use it to climb high and very quickly.
And Store just starts walking towards it and just
That
leading the way.
I mean, that seems like a bad idea. Is it dangerous? Like,
Only one way to find out.
okay.
Thank you to the generous soul who gave me a reroll. Really appreciate it.
Grizzle, I saw that path too. I just want to see if the new guy could like hack it. Yeah, totally. Just making sure he's like on the up and up with us.
Okay, what would you all like to do?
I'd like to wait patiently to see how Store does. Like, I got 4 paws, but I'm not going up there.
And
Store's
9
going
lives.
for it.
Okay. Store, you're able to, after the it was obscured by some a rock formation, you're able to hop over it, and once you do, you're sort of able to make your way up, and you crisscross and zigzag and back and forth, and within about 10 minutes you're actually up about 200 feet in the air.
Jeez, that's pretty quick.
Grizzle's
So he-
been following.
Store yells down at everybody, "Come on, let's go!"
Does he look supported when he's 200 feet in the air?
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. It doesn't seem like there's any issue with the path that he's pointed out for you at all.
I shall endeavor to join him.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah, me too.
So as Thorond, as you're walking up the path that you pointed out to everyone, it actually looks pretty good. Except you notice that there's one spot where there's loose rocks, and it probably would have slipped out from, and everybody would have had to be quick on their feet, otherwise they might have fallen over the edge. And Farkan, you as you're walking up, you see your path as well, and you're absolutely certain that if you had taken that path, somebody would have died, because it looks treacherous as hell looking down at it.
Oh, that's good.
All right, is everybody gonna continue upward?
Yeah.
Okay, Dr. Mordek, you gonna follow? Okay. So after about 30 minutes of climbing, you come to a ledge. It's about 20 feet wide by 30 feet wide.
It just stops.
Yeah, the path sort of stops on this ledge. It does continue upward, but there's just sort of a platform that's wider than the rest of it.
Is it like a nice little overlook? So we have a lovely view of the river beneath us?
Absolutely, you can see the spray from the Dragon's Falls roaring in the distance, and you can see the glinting of the sea in the distance from this. You're not yet above the clouds, so you can still see the city in the distance. Polaroid.
Yes, yes.
Store's gonna put his hand on the rock wall behind, and try to pull the Scooby-Doo, Shaggy thing where they accidentally find the secret entrance. And
Make me a investigation check.
this is gonna be interesting. 15.
You put your hand up against the wall. Instead of falling through, you just sort of put your hand there and lean casually, looking pretty cool for everybody, just sort of hanging out. Does anybody else want to do anything?
Yeah, I think I would just do a perception, but out towards the view.
Sure. Make me a perception
Not
check.
looking on the walk wall, yeah. Because there was that thing about a bridge of people walking across it. I don't know. 8 plus.
8 plus.
perception.
Sure.
8.
So
Plus 1.
you see the bridge.
So 9.
You see the bridge, and you remember it's the same bridge that you crossed over the falls before. And Farkan was able to tell you that the bridge was not actually supported by any stonework, any woodwork, any masonry. It was anchored at one end, anchored at the other end, and it was actually suspended above the water by hundreds of permanently a permanent unseen servant spells, all sort of bearing the load of the bridge. Farkan, you are the beneficiary of a minor boon. The next time, not that this will ever happen, the next time you have to roll initiative, you can roll with advantage.
Ooh. That's very fun.
But as you're leaning up against the wall, Store, you notice that there's actually something sort of kicked beneath a rock that doesn't look natural.
Doesn't look natural in what way?
It doesn't look like it's a rock. It looks like it's something. You'd have to go over and look and see what it is.
Okay, so he stops leaning and starts walking towards it. And Grizzle has you're a stone mason?
Rune carver.
Okay, close enough. So he waves Grizzle over to come with him to look at this.
Okay. I'm here. What am I looking at?
Sort of, it's not necessarily hidden underneath it. Probably got pushed by natural forces, but it looks like a more or less disintegrated leather satchel. Inside, there are 12 rusted spikes of metal, which you think could have been pitons at one point. And once you notice them, Store, you're actually able to notice that there are actually two pitons, one or two pitons driven into the wall, the rock face above you.
Pitons before they became pitapons. Yes, okay.
I don't know why you thought I'd be good at understanding what this stuff. This is like leather work. I do rune carving. Come on, new guy.
Yeah, but come on.
Just
Come
testing
on.
you, my friend.
There are times when you'd have to be relaxing, so.
So there are pitons going up, but we can only see two.
Correct. Yeah, there's like they're rusted through. They've
Right.
obviously been there for a while. It's just that there are two left in the wall that you can see.
That feels like a very incomplete kind of job. Like, are there holes where the other ones were and they were removed?
I mean,
or...
there's definitely holes that might have been in the path, but it's clearly they've been there for a long time.
Okay.
So they've eroded, much like the
Okay.
pitons have rusted.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it's not like something was trying to put them in and got eaten.
Exactly.
They were coming out and got eaten.
Something happened,
Got it.
and you can't really.
So we don't
make
see
it out.
like a bigger opening higher up if we look.
No, you don't. You just see the path. But as Grizzle turns around and takes a second look at the bridge, he notices that there are actually deep gashes in the ledge, like the corner, the outside most part of this platform, almost as though something large clawed its way through it or on top of it.
I don't like the look of this.
Something was dragging.
That's what I think. Must be a dragon.
Well, haven't we already been told that there's a dragon? Don't we have to go see a dragon?
Dragons? I don't think they exist.
Hmm.
I knew we had Dr. Mordek along for a reason.
Store leans over to
Morale.
Grizzle and asks, "Did this one get hit in the head?"
No, this one fixes people who get hit in the head.
Okay.
He takes their pain unto himself, as you can see.
So what do? Do you stay put? Do you hang out? The sun's getting a bit lower. You can keep going. You could rest here. What would you like to do?
Is this a spot big enough where we could actually rest?
Absolutely. You could camp here, no problem.
Odds of finding a spot higher up are slim and none. So I would suggest camping here.
Might
much
as well.
How much time's left in the day? Is it starting to get dark?
It's not starting to get dark, but the sun's starting to get low. You don't know how long it's going to take to continue upward. So it's sort of completely up to you.
Oh, I can hear the hints. They are strong with this one.
20 by 30 platform, sun going down.
Yeah.
Camp here.
Yeah.
But also potential dragon marks, like
Hey, look, if we're gonna fight the dragon here or now, better now than later.
true.
Mm.
Okay.
sounds
So y'all are gonna rest. Okay, great. Are you gonna do anything special? Like, are you gonna prepare? Or are you just all gonna go to sleep?
Roll
I'm
up
gonna-
sleeping bag, watches,
No,
perhaps.
we're gonna do watches as usual.
Okay.
But I'm gonna ask Farkan if they can light a little fire, because I remember seeing rooftops have s'more sticks and marshmallows.
That's true.
Absolutely. And fire totally won't attract anything in the dark.
Totally.
No, no.
Not this
So
high up. no.
before you enjoy your s'mores, for no particular reason, I just want to know how many watches you're going to have and who's going to be on each watch. Like, no particular reason at all. Just want to write it down so it's...
Yeah, so you're ready for the first combat. Yes, I get it. Okay, so
Store will take the first watch.
Store will take the first watch. Okay, who would like to take the second watch?
I'll do number 2.
Okay, Grizzle.
and I think we should overlap the start of watches.
Okay, can do. So
Just by a few minutes.
sure, Grizzle, and then who's that? So Grizzle will overlap with Store, and then who overlaps with Grizzle?
Ta-da!
Okay, Thorond, and then who overlaps with Thorond?
I will. Oh, you want to? God.
Okay,
Please feel free, Farkan.
Farkan, great.
I'll do it.
And Petra, one of our incredible moderators, has just won a prize of dice from Legendary Pants and donated them to Hawkmere as a thank you for participating with us today. So thank you, Hawkmere. Thank you, Petra, for your generosity as always.
Thank you, Petra.
So you sit down. Farkan sparks a fire. You're able to find some wood and assorted sundries, and you're able to cook your s'mores. Each of you, indulging in this delectable meal, now has inspiration, if you didn't have it already. Store settles down for his watch, and the night passes uneventfully.
It's always the third watch.
And all of you wake up. Watches completely detecting of nothing. You wake up safely, well rested, pleased with yourselves for eating delicious s'mores.
Delicious. Okay. So
Must keep
marshmallows for
trucking.
breakfast.
Yes.
They're portable.
You know, as a doctor, I feel I should recommend not having marshmallows for breakfast.
Why? What do they do to your brain?
You can recommend.
It's not your brain I'm worried about, it's your blood sugar.
Oh. Well, we need energy for the day.
Yeah.
Got a long climb ahead of us.
Hey, but when your pancreas explodes, don't say I didn't warn you.
Oh,
Okay.
but don't worry. We may not make it to the end of the
That's-
day, so we
that's
might as well
true.
do it with full blood sugar.
So you continue to head up the mountain. And you, after about an hour, you actually come to another ledge. Though this one is about the same size as the one you were at previously, but the difference is there are large boulders that are strewn about the surface that the other one didn't have. The other one was completely clear. This one is dotted with large boulders.
Giants.
Do they look like they've all fallen from the same place above?
Make me an investigation, history, perception, stone cutting, any kind of check you'd like.
Is anyone protruding from underneath the boulders?
I got a 21 perception.
And I got 13.
Okay. Thoron, it's hard to tell. There's definitely a cluster of boulders that came from one spot. There's a large boulder surrounded by smaller ones. And then there are a few other boulders. You can't tell if the two groups are from the same spot. But actually, Shadows Across Rooftops, you do notice that sticking out from beneath the largest boulder, is the tip of a steel greave. It's a metal boot, and it's still quite shiny. There's little to no rust on it, though most of it is crushed beneath the boulder.
Huh.
We better get Dr. Mordak over here quick.
Yep.
Yeah.
Stat.
We need an exhuming of this body for a medical examination.
How big is this boulder?
Probably 15 feet high by 15 feet wide. It's
Yes.
probably, this boulder itself is taking up almost a third of the platform.
Okay, so a couple of buff
Okay,
goblins could push the sucker over. if they
Yeah,
wanted to.
I
probably.
believe in us.
Dr. Mordek will come over. Oh, tragic. I can tell already. Cause of death.
An aneurysm.
Which?
Yes.
No. His pancreas exploded. He had marshmallows for breakfast. Take it as a warning.
They put them in this cereal that you can get at the general store. How can marshmallows be bad for you? They put them right in the breakfast. And you eat them with your wheat flakes. They can't possibly be
Okay.
bad. I see advertisements for them pinned up all over the flyers all over the town at the meeting board.
She has a point. They'd never tell us.
Listen,
something
the
that
people
was
who
bad for us.
advertise that stuff to you, they're insane. They're mad.
Mm.
They're mad men.
My ears droop a little. I'm sad about my marshmallow breakfast now.
Oh, enjoy your
Okay.
cereal. This guy died of a boulder.
Nah.
I can't tell if Shadow's ears perk up at that or not. She's very excited about her marshmallow breakfast again.
So, so there's just part of the greave sticking out?
Part of the greave is sticking out, yep.
Hey, Grizz, do you want to try to push
While-
this so we can
while
see if there's
everybody's-
more under here?
While everybody was like discussing the marshmallows and the dude, I've already been like taking off like my weapons and like getting my hands ready.
Man.
And I cast Giant's Might
Ooh.
and become large. I now have
Okay.
advantage on strength checks. I want to push this fucking boulder.
All right, go for it. Make me a strength check.
Can I assist?
Absolutely. He's already got advantage, but
Okay. Well,
you can get it. You can take a +1.
It can't hurt.
Much.
Plus my
Hmm. Yeah, don't drop it.
advantage plus 2, only 15.
So you were able to.
Oh wait, sorry, it's a 21. I have a proficiency in strength.
Yeah. So you were able to almost effortlessly lift this boulder up. It's very heavy, so you can't sort of push it like around, but you can definitely lever it up with your body so that everybody can check out what's below. There's actually nothing underneath except for the greave. But anybody is able to pull it out and
I am aggrieved.
oh, you already have inspiration, Thoron. I can't give you another one, but that was
It's
good.
okay. I wasn't fishing for inspiration. I just can't help myself.
Store will kind of, because he's kind of helping Grizz, he'll kind of like kick the greave out from
Yep,
underneath. where it was.
absolutely. You take a really thorough look below the rock, and there's nothing else.
This feels like a trap. Like someone was.
This is a trick.
Mm-hmm.
Shadow would like to look up to make sure that there isn't anything that wants to fall down on us.
All right, for no particular reason, Shadows Across Rooftops, what's your perception bonus?
No reason.
+5.
+5? Yeah, you sort of look straight up. You don't really see anything.
I need,
except the sky.
birds or anything, the birds I could have for lunch. That's more balanced meal than.
No, it's pretty clear day. Although you are coming to the point on the mountain where the clouds are sort of within your sight.
Ooh, clouds. Okay. Cool. Is there? I guess I would ask, Grizzle. Do you recognize like this, marksmanship, the craftsmanship of this particular? Like, does anyone recognize where this may have come from? Like,
I'm just holding it up, starting to shake. As
Oh.
like I've been holding this long.
You wrote that down.
Put it down. Put it down.
Just drop it. I guess, yeah. Can I look to see if the boulder's weird at all?
Go ahead, make a check.
As I do that, I shrink back to normal size because that
So,
only lasts for a
Boulder,
minute.
where did you go to university? I went to...
16.
It looks to be just a rock. Nothing special about it. It's not worked in any way.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, so it was born to wealthy parents. It's never worked.
Not a day in its life.
Nah. That tells us something right there.
Grizzle's familiar enters the chat. All right, what would you all like to do? Farkan, is there anything you'd like to do?
Should we keep going up?
Just keep going.
Okay.
Go find that
Store
dragon.
store will lead the way.
As you advance upward and upward, the mountain continues. It seems to be endless as you trudge along this secret path. All of you, though, hear something on the wind, something you wouldn't expect. It's the sound of tinkling bells, which might be out of place, thousands of feet in the air.
Are there any outposts? Do any of you know anyone that lives up here? Like maybe they've got like a wind chime to catch the breeze, but that feels unusual. Shadows is definitely like she perks up a little bit and she's sort of more alert as she hears the delightful tinkling sound on the wind.
Is anyone else hearing that?
I might be
No, it's
having
just
an
you.
auditory
It's
aneurysm.
just you.
It's not one of the symptoms, Shadows. You really should read my books.
I really should. They're really long.
Really?
They're well researched.
I'm hiring a magic user to record it on a magical stone. It'll be like an audio book.
Oh, that's pretty cool. Will you be doing your own narration?
Absolutely.
Oh, that makes sense, yeah. Everyone could have their very own Dr. Mordek in the palm of their hand.
It's a dream that can only be imagined until I sell my audiobooks.
Hmm.
A
That's-
dream for some, a nightmare for others.
There's
Thoron, sometimes you hurt my feelings.
Oh, no, it's all in good fun. We're all one under the gods, you know?
Shadows would be very interested to hear about the bells. Farkan, do you hear those? Are you making those? Sometimes you make the dancing lights. Are you making the dancing bells?
Not this time, no. But I do hear it.
The bells!
They told for me. Yeah, I would. Shadow would probably, perhaps uncharacteristically, just like perk up and wander off in search of the bells.
Okay, well, you continue upward because it's sort of toward the path where you're going. The path begins to narrow sharply as you get closer to the peak. And after about another hour and a half, you emerge from this path up onto a ridge. It's about 20 feet wide. To the south, you see the peak of the mountain. You suspect this is where you need to go because there's a large opening. It's about 30 feet high by 25 feet wide. To the north, heading into the base of the mountain, you see a small opening, much smaller than the opening in the peak of the mountain. And as you see the opening, you see the heads of 10 kobolds emerge. And we will roll initiative.
oh jeez.
Yes.
Those dragons are much smaller than I expected.
Yeah.
Hey guys, remember, I forgot I have a talking bag.
All right. Let's see. I think Thoron did okay. Thoron, what'd you get?
20.
Okay.
Natural 20.
Shadows across rooftops.
8.
Okay. Mordek.
2.
Okay. Grizzle.
13.
Okay. Farcan.
5.
Remember you had advantage, so you got to roll twice.
Oh. Ooh. This way. Let me check my stuff.
Yep.
Cool. So I guess that's a 9. So 24.
24. Okay. Well, Farcan, you get to go first. What you see?
So don't I get to roll
Oh,
initiative?
yeah. Store. Sorry, I forgot you're here.
Oh!
Oopsie.
Oh, I got an 18.
An 18. Okay. Sorry about that, Store. Okay, Farcan, what you see is a hole, and about 10 kobolds have emerged from it. They're all sort of rushing toward you. What would you like to do?
Should we fight these guys? Is that what the plan is now?
Ooh. Do any of you speak Tiny Dragon?
Sadly, no.
Oh, I think I do. Don't
My
I?
sword speaks tiny dragon.
Oh, tiny dragon? No, I don't speak
Do you speak
Although I do have a
Draconic?
spell.
Do you speak
Yes, I
Draconic?
speak Draconic. Yes.
They are speaking.
I do.
Oh, you speak Draconic as well, Mordek?
Yep.
So you and Farcan, they're chanting something, and it's like blich, 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 which translates to lunch, lunch,
Yeah.
lunch,
We're fighting them.
lunch.
Uh-oh.
Okay.
You know, I'm peckish.
I think we're the lunch.
They don't.
Well, that's
Dr.
rude.
Mordek. I think they're going to be eating us for lunch.
Oh.
I would like to see them try.
All right, Farcan, what would you
All
like
right.
to do? Would you like to cast a spell?
I would love to cast a spell.
Great. Which would you like to cast?
I'm going to cast a firebolt at one of them.
Fireball or firebolt?
Firebolt.
Because you could catch a bunch of them together with a fireball if you wanted.
Okay, then yeah, let's do that
Okay.
one then.
Sure. So roll your damage. It's 8d6,
86, yeah.
and I will roll my saving throws.
All right, I got a 33.
33.
Toasty lizard lunch.
Okay, so your fireball goes off, and a massive cloud of dirt erupts from the top of the mountain as the explosive force of your spell impacts the kobolds. When the dirt dissipates, only one kobold remains. It's sort of looking around, and it's no longer saying plinth. Now it's saying parlay.
Guys, philosophical question here. Morality on eating charred kobolds?
They're delicious.
If you have the right sauce.
Yeah.
I always do.
Thorond, it's your go. What would you like to do? There is one kobold left. Nine other kobolds were incinerated by Farcan.
Do we talk or do we kill? Is there any
Yes.
point?
Well, now there's only one. I mean,
Fellow party members, do we talk or kill before I smoke this thing?
I say
I
talk.
I think we should talk to it.
We could always talk to it and then kill it, but we can't kill it and then talk to it unless.
Oh, I don't know.
I beg to disagree.
I forgot
But
we had a
yes,
good doctor among us.
Morality does rear its ugly head. Yes. Okay. Let's talk. Who's good at being convincing and draconic? The same person who killed all of its buddies, perhaps.
That
That's
might be
pretty
good.
convincing.
Well, you know,
That was-
I am charming.
Yes, yes, you are, Dr. Mordek.
Yeah, I don't know if they'd want to
but-
talk to me though.
Well,
Oh, it's okay. I'm threatening. I just killed 9 other people, so he'll listen.
All right, which one of you? He's this creature has put its hands up. It is clearly not going to fight back, so you could talk to it if you wanted.
Farkan, why don't you take this?
Okay, that's probably a good idea. All right. Have you seen a dragon around here recently?
Dragon, yes.
Holy crap, a dragon? Where?
It points over to the big hole on the other side, the cavern on the other side of the ridge.
Farkan, ask it what color it is.
What color is it?
Ah, purple.
Hmm.
It's
must be
purple,
a
guys.
Corvirian.
What does a
How
purple
recently was
dragon
this
do?
that you saw this dragon?
What?
Like, when did you last see it? Like, was this a day ago, 2 days ago?
Oh, dragon never come out. Dragon stay inside.
So how do you know it's still alive and it's in there?
How does it eat?
What does it eat?
I think we broke them.
I don't know.
Okay, this guy's no help.
Poor little.
So does
lizard.
that mean we smoke him,
Should-
or do we jog his helpful memory by
Okay. I'll lean
discussing
into
it
him.
in Draconic? You know.
Listen, my friends are pretty ticked off that you called them lunch, and they really want to eat one. But my other friend here burnt all your other friends, so you're the tasty exception here. So if you don't give us some good intel, you, sir, are going to serve another purpose.
I wasn't talking about lunch for you. I was inviting you to lunch.
Oh, you were caterers?
Yes. Do you like buffet?
I love a buffet. I haven't had one in about 14 months.
We have 4 types of grubs.
Aha.
All you can eat. All you can eat.
Wow.
Is grub some noodle dish?
No, it's like worms.
Probably still pretty wiggly. Yeah.
Ugh.
Oh yeah, you eat them alive.
You just need the right sauce.
So you let me go? I'm helpful?
Maybe the local guide should come with us.
How many more are there?
That's a good question.
Ah.
Yes. Count some fingers.
6?
Are you injured in any way?
I mean, toasty.
Bong.
Just his pride.
Bong.
Wisdom save?
No. Mordek's not a killer.
Mm.
Intentionally.
All right. What would you like?
Killer, good-looking guy.
What would you like to do?
Oh, you mean no? You're really asking us what will we do, not what we'd like to.
Yeah.
Can we
yes.
try to find out if they have a path internally that leads to the
Oh.
dragon's lair, as
Right.
opposed to going in the front? Maybe go in the back.
That's a good idea.
Oh no! Stay away from dragon. Dragon big. So big.
Well, this is a party of size queens. We like big, so how do we get to the dragon? Is there a way in internally? You know.
He
we're-
points to the thing. No other way.
Huh.
No other way.
Are you sure? How sure are you?
We hide from dragon. dragon eat kobold.
Hmm.
How often?
Often enough that we hide.
Wait.
When
The
was the most
The
recent time?
dragon never comes out, but it eats kobolds. So how do you guys get to where the dragon is?
Nice.
We don't.
Or how does the dragon get to you?
He
They
sort
don't
of
seem
he
to
sort
have
of he sort of sighs for a second, and he says, "Traditionally, the dragon has eaten kobolds over time."
Traditionally. So not recently.
So is this a reciprocal symbiotic relationship? That's what you're telling us, huh?
If in the sense that you mean dragon eat kobold, kobold get eaten, yes, very reciprocal.
Well, I'm glad we've got that settled.
You let me go now?
Not so fast. I keep having these twinges of mercy, and then I remember your discussion, and those twinges of mercy go away.
Oh, what did I do?
Lunch.
Oh, no. Buffet. Grubfay.
Grubfay.
Faye.
That was some cold shit, Laurent.
I just know. Okay, so do we believe him that the only way to the dragon's lair is through the front?
You do.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, he's made it clear that the kobold and the dragon are not friends.
Okay.
And he's very afraid of the dragon. So you can believe him when he says they've done everything they can to try and avoid the dragon's notice.
Why don't they move?
Oh yeah, everybody loves kobolds. We'll just move wherever.
I mean, if I was worried about getting eaten every day versus, I don't know, like
Nasty neighbors. Yeah.
I respect your decisions.
We move down. Adventurers kill. Stay here. Dragon kill. Equals kobold die.
Yeah, that's the way the world works, friend.
Yeah. Maybe you
Point out, you attacked us.
Yeah, you.
Well,
Counterpoint. He looks at his 9 dead friends on the ground.
Yes.
Didn't
get the chance.
yeah, sorry about that.
Yeah, we were trying for a clean sweep, but sorry about that.
Sorry. Now we have to pick up the spare.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's all right. I was hoping for a strike, but it's whatever.
Oh, I hope they did make little bowling pin noises as they fell down. Well, how about maybe you know what we could get? Are you the last one of your clan? Or are you all that's left?
He said there's six more inside.
More. Like maybe we could get you a job. We know these people. We could get you some employment in town. Maybe you would, not have to live up here with the dragon snacks.
Okay. You go in there and then come back and get us. And maybe we'll talk about it more.
I mean, I'm okay with that. But you have to try and promise not to murder us in the meantime. We can't get you a job if we're dead.
He looks down at his 9 smoking friends. And then he looks at you straight in the eyes, shadows, and says, "Okay."
You started it. We finished it. Farkan finished it.
Yeah. And should that be a lesson to you? No smoking.
It's a killer. Yeah.
All right, what would you all like to do next?
I mean,
he sort of just goes and sits on a rock by the opening and then starts shouting in Draconic down to the people below. Come out. People want to see us.
Grizzle's like, what? What's happening? Are we still fighting these guys? Or like, what are you all talking about?
I think we're winning.
Yeah, I think we're not fighting them, but we are winning.
I think we're winning. How far away is the dragon?
It's
lair
about
entrance?
200 feet away.
Oh, so it's close.
No.
It's very close. Yeah.
Jeez. I think we gotta go in.
Store's gonna start walking that way slowly and listening for any unnatural noises.
Well, you hear the wind chimes, which you can now tell are hanging on the outside of the cave wall. They're blowing in the wind quite aggressively because they're caught in a cross breeze above the top of the mountain. As you approach, you actually see a small hand-painted sign against the side of the cave. It says, "No trespassers, do not enter." And the interior of the cave goes further than your vision.
Is there like a doorbell or a nice knocker or a way to announce our presence?
No, more or less just a big cavern.
What's it written in?
Common.
Could you speak up just a little bit? All of my Scottish ancestors are rolling in their grave at once.
I was supposed to say my mom's about to call me and be like, "What is happening?"
Listen, I've heard far worse Scottish accents on a stream before. Far worse. Your
I've heard
jibes.
them on the streets of Glasgow before, far worse. So okay,
All right, I'll take that. Thank you.
yeah.
This is the worst thing that happened to the Scottish people since William Wallace.
I feel attacked. Moving on. So the cave goes further than the length of any dark vision you may possess. You advance forward, it narrows wide down to a tunnel that's about 15 feet across and moves in as far as your dark vision can see. In the center of this corridor, which is the floor is polished stone, the sides are natural rock. There's a sign, it says, it's affixed to the ground using 2 pitons. It says, "Don't step here."
Do I trust that? What do you think?
I don't know, do you?
Do these pitons look like the pitons we saw before?
They don't look like they look like pitons. They don't necessarily look like they're from the same set.
Okay. And the "don't step here" is written in...
Common.
There's something very common about this dungeon.
Does anybody have a passive perception score of 15 or greater?
No,
No.
definitely not.
We're all gonna die.
I'm asking for no particular reason. Don't even worry about it.
Yeah.
I'm. So the corridor narrows down to 15 feet.
Yes.
So how big of a dragon can this be if it's only
That's
a
true.
15-foot wide area?
And purple. Magic. I think it's a magic dragon.
It's Barney.
Oh, well, that's terrifying.
Oh no.
You had to say it, Ed. Really?
Hey,
You never know. Maybe it's
you
Puff the magic dragon.
No.
Let's bet
Well, that's legal now. Yeah, so maybe it is.
In Canada, aye.
Oh, I was just in Washington. Trust me, it's legal.
Moving on. What would you like to do?
I wanna push.
We
the
all
button.
together?
I was about, yeah.
Yes, you are.
Okay. So who's watching the kobold?
I think you just sort of left him. He was sitting on the rock when you left.
What's he gonna do? Come with us?
Oh,
and get eaten?
Run around the front and warn the dragon. Yeah.
yeah.
So you wanted to do something with the sign shadows. What would you like to do?
I touch it with my paw.
Oh no.
I step back.
It feels like you reach out, you tentatively touch it with your paw. It feels like a sign.
Very
Like-
gentle. Okay.
Like a
sign
sign
from
as
the
opposed
gods.
to a sign. Hey, I was same page, Ed.
Aha!
This says don't. step.
Similarly demented. Yeah, that's us.
You know what? I'll step there, and if I fall, then I've got my fly spell.
Okay.
So
Farkan, you step forward behind where the sign says "Don't step." You fall into a pit. It's 10 feet deep. There's nothing inside it. It's just a pit. It's 10 feet deep.
all right.
It's 10 feet wide.
So this is a training ground for adventurers. Don't step here. Yeah.
Farkon gets an F.
Are we going to meet the most literal dragon ever? Like, just in that sort of like, here's a sign, follow it. Like, I don't know. Maybe we should have paid attention.
Well,
to
let's
that
get
fact.
Farkon out of the. I mean, no, he's flying, right?
No, he just
I mean, if
fell.
it's only
Yeah.
10 feet.
You took 4 points of damage, Farkan. That's it.
Okay, well, let's throw a rope down to Farkan and get him out of the hole.
Easily able to pull him out without any trouble whatsoever.
Okay.
You're the dragon hunter store. After you.
So
okay, let's press down the 15-foot wide
Yep.
corridor.
You're able to press down the corridor, and eventually it opens into a vast cavern, about 30 feet wide by 100 feet high. It's barely visible from the ground, but you do see a ledge that's about 20 feet up. You don't see a way to get up to it, however.
And
Or
you said,
anything?
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, it's just. Is there anything else in the room?
Rocks, detritus generally. Nothing of real significance.
Would we climb up to that?
Absolutely. Make me an athletics check.
19.
You scale the ledge fairly easily.
Okay, what's up there?
You clamber up to the ledge and you cross it, and you hear a sound that might be unsettling to you.
It's Darth Vader.
You see the reflection of glass or some sort of gemstone reflecting off the natural light in the cavern, and a large cat-like eye opens in the darkness. And that is where we will take our break.
It's Benedict Cumberbatch.
We will be back in about 10 minutes. We will get drinks. We will take a bio break. And I'm told we hit $250. So that means I have to
Awesome.
sing.
Yeah.
So
Always a good time.
do talk to each other and tell me what song I need to sing in advance if possible, so I can read the lyrics or not, whatever sort of works for you. We will be right back. Thank you so much for joining us. We really appreciate it.
It should be something out of copyright,
Yeah,
so you don't have to pay royalties.
good call. All right, we'll be back.
Happy birthday in Pig Latin.
Oh, gross. Welcome back, everybody. Thank you for sticking with us as we returned from our break. As I mentioned, for every $250 raised, I suffer through singing a song. The song that was suggested to me by one of my illustrious friends here on the stream was Faith of the Heart by Rod Stewart, because Sailing by Rod Stewart was suggested by somebody else. So here we go, remembering always that you did this to yourselves. It's been a long road to getting there from here. It's been a long time, but my time is finally here. And I can feel a change in the wind right now. Nothing's in my way, and they're not gonna hold me down no more. No, they're not gonna hold me down, 'cause I've got faith of the heart. I'm going where my heart will take me. I've got faith to believe that I can do anything, including kill a dragon. And that's where we're going to end it. Thank you, everybody, for your generosity. So grateful to you. Thank you for our DM screen. I know somebody donated for that, so thank you very much. I know that you will love that screen from Talon and Claw. So when we left after our break, Store heroically ascended a ledge and caught the eye of what you can only assume is a dragon. Store, what would you like to do?
So I can only see the eye right now.
Right now, that's all. You can see the whole body as you sort of get up. Oh, as you get up. Yeah, it's about 60 feet away from you. So just at the very edge of your dark vision, you can see the outline of the dragon, and it's looking at you.
Is it purple?
Your dark vision doesn't tell you. Your dark vision is
right.
black and white. Cheese Weasel.
Okay. Why were we coming to see the dragon again?
It's got a page we need.
Magic page.
Magic page. So Store heroically jams his greatsword into the ground in front of him and says, "Dragon, I am Store the Invincible. We understand you have a magic page that we wish to procure from you. What say you?"
The dragon sighs deeply and says, "I put signs. Why have you chosen to disturb me?"
I just said we're after the magic page that you supposedly have and we wish to get it from you.
The dragon sighs again. "Dragons are dramatic. There's a script we must follow." He sighs. The dragon sighs. No, it's fine. Please, after you, little goblin.
Let's see, I already shot my load trying to impress him. Anybody got any ideas?
Are all of you going to try and sort of scramble up to the ledge to join Store, or are you all going to heroically leave him up there by himself?
Someone has to write down the tale of what happened to us. So I'll let y'all go up first. Let me know when it's
I'll
clear.
go up there.
Okay. So Grizzle's able to scramble up. Is anybody else going?
Cool, the goblins got this.
Okay, so the goblins are going there by themselves. Great. It is the page you seek. Yes, I may have seen such a thing. So strange. Each of you can see from a side chamber there is a opalescent glow of blue and green and purple pulsing back and forth through what looks to be a side tunnel. And the dragon continues, "Why do you desire this object? It is, or at the very least seems to be, of great importance. Why are you, little goblins, worthy of such power? Why shouldn't I keep it for myself?"
Riz?
You know, that's a pretty good point.
Tell them about the end of the world.
Oh yeah. Because the world's gonna end, man. And if, there'll be no gold and gems to steal if the world's gone. So you give us the page, and we give you a planet to plunder.
But why are you capable of bearing such a burden? Ed, I think you might be muted.
Sorry, the gods chose us. That's what you tell them.
The dragon cricks an eyebrow and says, "Did you bring friends, little goblins? Where are they? Show them to me.
No. Oh.
Kurtz is shaking his head. The store's going, no, they're right down there. Hey,
Yes.
it's a dragon. Lay all the cards on the table right up front. I tried it already.
Bring them to me. I want to see them.
Guys, I think we should go up there.
Lower a rope to make it easier for the Doc and Farrakhan to get up.
Yeah, I guess we're going up.
I guess this is the time when we get to make our heroic appearance in death scene. Okay.
Shadow's tail is a little bristly, but also like you can tell she's a little nervous. She's got a little sad tail.
She said, the dragon, once you all gather, says, "Come closer, little creatures. It
Why?
seems as though I have something that belongs to you, or so you claim, to save the world."
Spread out so it can't hit all of us with its breath weapon.
It sort of raises its eyebrows, but is unflushed by you spreading out.
Shadow's eyes are probably very much caught by the opalescent glowing.
If you have a light source, you can see that as you get closer, the dragon is actually the dragon's back, which is all you can see, is actually encrusted with purple gemstones.
That explains it. Yes, but what color are its scales underneath?
He should get it looked at, you know. Dr. Mordek, you might want to make that suggestion.
Scales appear purple as well.
I want it. Sparkling.
Have your scales always been so purplish?
Raises its eyebrow and says, "Yes, little dwarf. Have you always asked such silly questions? Or is it just
You
now?"
haven't even begun to hear stupid questions. Furthermore, headaches, blurred vision, confused
No,
thoughts.
no.
Oh,
None of the above.
that's...
Hmm.
Well, the malady hasn't progressed very far. There's still hope for the dragon.
The dragon looks at all of you and says, "My name is Flixelthugfelion, though you may call me Flixel, as your mortal tongues are not bred to speak my true name. So, I asked your little friends. They are seeking an object of great power. For the gods, one of you might have said. Which god and why do you think yourselves worthy of bearing this responsibility?"
Oh, we've actually been trying to tell our friend back home that we actually shouldn't have any of this responsibility. But he's very persistent and doesn't really give us a choice in the matter. Respectfully, it's not that we didn't want to come see you, but we do have very nice lodgings at the tavern, and they have a great variety of ales. But the whole saving the world thing does seem rather important. There's been some trouble. There was a prophecy. There's been some fighting. There's been we helped some people. They weren't trying to keep them from getting sick again. We purified their water. But there's this whole prophecy. You know how they are. Things are so mysterious, and we, being young, mortal, short-lived beings, with the exception of our good friend Farkan here, the elven friend, we would like to prevent the world from ending. So,
Such burdens are rarely of the mortal flesh. Which god has provided you this prophecy? Who has spoken it to you?
there
Wait,
was a book.
I kind of want to. Can I insight check to see where this dragon's landing on the Bashaba versus her sister situation? I don't know. I feel like there's a wrong answer here.
Sure.
Mm.
Sure. Make me an insight check.
Timora or Babasha. Yeah, that's what it is. Insight. I can just click this on D&D Beyond. There we go. As a 19.
Thank you for that 19, D&D Beyond. You think... It's hard to tell. You haven't really mentioned the name of any god. You haven't provided any context. You might infer one way or the other, as neither you nor Store were eviscerated by this dragon when you entered its lair. But that's sort of for you to determine. I would let you make another insight check with advantage if you asked a few more leading questions one way or the other related to the gods. So, Grizzle, if you wanted to ask, then you'd be able to get a follow-up.
She
What?
who smiles.
I defer to my holy friend here, Thoron, for providing that information.
Ah,
Do you like luck? Are you a fan of luck? I guess.
yes, who does not find themselves seeking luck on occasion? Yes, I admit Lady Luck was once a common presence here.
Was she kind to you?
Yes, she was kind to me.
No. Oh no. I
Um,
require your motorcycle keys.
Come with me if you want to live. No. Yes, but her influence has waned in this area for some time. It feels as though there are other dark presences exerting their power here in the vast now.
what if we were told you that we were trying to work against those dark influences? And maybe make your lovely mountaintop here, a slightly nicer, happier, more lucky place to live.
Yes. My mountain is a good place to live. I do not want to find another mountain in which to live.
Maybe we should tell them we can provide some roasted cobalt.
Yeah, do you like blackened cobalt?
I usually prefer them fresh.
Oh, well, we can actually make that arrangement as well.
So you want me to give you the page? You know you are not the first to come looking for this page. Those who came before did not prove themselves worthy.
Oh,
Oh.
How do we prove ourselves worthy?
Here we go.
It's like, yeah.
it feels like a leading question.
Each of you must tell me a tale of your deeds and why you have earned the responsibility to bear the very world itself on your shoulders. Starting with you, Goblin, and he points to Grizzle.
I okay. I cast Giant's Might, and I just like to channel some more Arnie here. I just start doing like poses, like just I'm just like, yep. No, I feel like I have these shoulders right here. They can carry anything.
Yes, that is very impressive. Um, very impressive indeed. He points at the elf Farkan. Why are you worthy? Oh no, Store, let Farkan eat his snack. Store, you are first.
So Store sees Grizzle get all big and buff, and he thinks about it for a second and knows he can't compete against that. So he says, I am a protector of my people. I've liberated many of Goblin tribe from, unspeakable evils, that have profound upon them, and I am a hero amongst our people, and this he points at Grizzle.
Okay. Shadows across rooftops. Why are you worthy of this responsibility?
Well, much like a large, magnificent, dragon-shaped friend, um, who likes to gather the best things in life around them. I enjoy collecting knowledge so that we, as inferior mortals, can avoid making the same mistakes over and over again. So, like, I, I will actually, Shadows will pull out her book that she keeps pages in, and if I may approach, I will show you, and she will.
The dragon lifts up a claw and beckons you forward slowly.
Shadows has a little chill run down her cat back, and Shadows will approach the bench and offer the judge a perusal of her notebook with the prophecy information and the wisdom that they have gathered on their travels. And like, there's little smiley faces when we've helped people. And hopefully, counting back, there are more smiley faces than frowny faces. And so we just want to make the world a better place and uh, make friends while we're doing so.
Dwarf, what about you? Why are you worthy of this responsibility?
I am a professional person. I have written several books leading research in my field. I have, in my short time as the chief coroner of Waterdeep, unofficial yet, but soon to be appointed, I'm sure, have increased the proper diagnoses of brain injury, fatal brain injury, specifically aneurysms, by about 100 or 1,500% in the last year. And I'm writing a new book. It's a fiction. It's about a very sexy doctor who goes on adventures, and it's quite the ladies' man.
Yes, I liked that one. Quincy MD.
Nice. Nice.
I think Amy is dead. Farkan. Oh my
If that
god,
was
she's
a
not
joke,
coming
it's a real
back.
Klugman.
There's
Farkan, little elf, what about you?
okay. First off, I've got this sick shield here. It's got a dragon face on it. You're a dragon, so like that's pretty cool right there. Also, just before we came here, I freaking incinerated like 9 kobolds, and I know you eat them. So like you're not on the best of terms with them. So don't worry. I like took out a few of them. So yeah, and I took 9 of them out all at once. So yeah, that was pretty freaking cool, I think. I'm pretty sure that makes me worthy right there.
Yeah, that shield is sick. He points at Thorond. You are the last to speak.
And as a holy man, I have very little I can show you. What I gain goes to the god. But I can tell you I have faced down the avatar of Vishava. And the world is a better place for it.
As you say that, Thorond, the eyebrow goes up again. And the dragon points a claw down the hallway at you and says, "May fortune favor you."
Thank you. You are too kind.
And the dragon closes its eye and settles back into its platform. What would you like to do?
I would like to boop the snoot.
Oh my god.
Okay. You boop the snoot of the dragon.
Boop.
It licks you from midsection to face.
Oh, that's going to stink on your fur. Oh,
I'm pleased.
So what would you like to do? The dragon directed you down to the glowy spot.
start walking that way.
Okay.
Let's do it.
All right. So what you notice is that the lights are coming from a very narrow tunnel. And it's a squeeze for everyone except the goblins. So Thoron, Dr. Mordek, Farkan, Shadows, you're going to have to really wind your way to get down to where this glow is located. After about 40 feet, the tunnel actually ends in a small open area that's big enough for all of you. And what you notice is not the floating page that you expected to find, but instead a permanent dancing lights. But what you notice is there is a stone door. And carved into the stone door is the face of a woman whose head is ringed with shamrocks. Over the top of the door on the lintel, there's writing in a language only 2 of you understand. Draconic. Farkan, Dr. Mordek, you can both read the inscription over the door that says, "Why do you seek me? Why do you think I can help when you can answer these questions by yourself?" And there's a short bit of the inscription that has disintegrated over time.
Well, crap.
What? This is what the thing said on the rock last session. What was that last sentence? Oh no. I did not take this note. No.
Shadows?
Oh.
Do I have to say in Draconic?
You don't know.
All right. Dr. Mordek, Farkan, why do you seek me? Repeat after me. Why do you seek me? Perhaps in Draconic.
Go
Why
ahead.
do you seek me, perhaps in Draconic?
Good. Why do you think I can help?
Why do you think I can help?
You can answer these things by yourself.
You can answer these things by yourself.
Look inward.
Look inward.
As soon as you say look inward, Shadows, the door pushes out of the way.
Score 1 for books.
Nice.
You hear the grinding sound of stone as stone gears twist and turn, and the door slides out of the way, revealing a corridor that widens to 10 feet across and 10 feet high. It appears to go on for about 60 feet. On the floor, as you're approaching maybe 20 feet into this tunnel, you see the single image of a winged figure. Its visage shines, almost as though there was like a spotlight directed on it.
Thoron, do you recognize this figure?
I'm not sure. Do I recognize this figure?
You do. You think this might be the embodiment of Taiki in her pre-original form, yeah.
Aha. So does this look like a consecrated area? A temple?
It does look like a consecrated area, indeed.
Who amongst us directly worships Timora? Folks?
I think it was only Wentus who conveniently had something else to do today.
Ah.
Well, crap.
Like, is this an actual person, or is this carved into?
It's carved into
stone?
the floor.
Okay.
Yeah. Thorond, Farkan, Dr. Mordek. You feel like you might have seen this image before, somewhat recently.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe shadows as well.
Is this the same figure from the burned panel at the archaeological dig?
You think it might be.
Okay.
Hmm.
Well, crap. And is there anything else in the room? It's just this beautiful figure.
There's a tunnel that continues onward.
I feel like it's about to get real dangerous up in here. Just in that, like, rely on the flashier/dangerous approach note that I have written down. Because we have to impress Lady Luck.
Mhm.
Press Lady Luck.
Which means we should gamble.
I was hired to fight a dragon. I already got us past that part. So
You did. Recently, in fact. Thank you.
Stor's like hanging out at the front of the temple. He's like, I'm good.
I mean, I guess we could respectfully make our way through the room.
Yeah, I think we have to gamble. You know, live dangerously.
Okay.
Yep.
yeah,
Right.
gamble.
So what would
I
you
have
like
some
to
dice.
do? Are you going to advance deeper into the temple?
Yes.
Okay. So the tunnel continues for another 100 feet. And then it sort of comes to a natural pause. Built around the outside, or buttressed against the tunnel, is 3 braces of wood that are on the ceiling and the walls. Tied tightly to that wooden bracing is another visage of that winged figure. But unlike the figure that was on the floor, this one seems to have a crack right down the middle.
I've seen this episode before.
What would you like to do?
Is there another tunnel?
You can't really see past the leather. The leather's obscuring your vision. It's
Okay.
like basically covering the whole tunnel.
Oh,
Yeah.
weird.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then the symbol of the winged figure is in the front, and then the sort of a crack depicted right in the middle of it.
I mean, the next part is like there were multiple panels in that graphic novel that we
Mhm.
saw. Maybe we go through, push past,
Fine.
wreck the leather. I mean, we could. It's probably a bad idea to.
Store walks up and starts parting the leather to walk through.
You can see that the leather is actually already parted. You're just able to slip through it where the crack is, and you slide onto the other side, disappearing from the view of your current allies.
You okay through there?
What do I hear?
Yeah, you hear it totally fine.
What do I see with my dark vision?
You see the tunnel branches into a Y. One passage goes to the left and one passage goes to the right.
Left or right?
Are there bowls?
Do I see bowls?
You do not.
No.
We must have gotten the adapted version of the story. The abridged version. I don't know what to do.
So which path is close to which side of the split statue?
They're more or less equal. Are you all going to go through the leather?
Yep.
Okay. They're more or less equidistant. There's just the path on the left. There's the path on the right. Each of them has a decorative archway on leading in that direction.
And what is the decoration on the chart?
Make me a stone cutting history, nature, perception, anything like that, investigation.
All of us are just.
Anybody who
18.
wants to.
18.
I'll do a history check.
Okay.
I guess.
15.
Okay.
Did you say insight?
Insight, sure.
17.
So basically, all of you notice that the path on the left is not so much of an archway as opposed to a. I don't even know what you'd call the opposite of an archway, but it's basically a very finely carved set of upturned arms that are on the bottom and on the walls. There's nothing on the ceiling. And on the other side, turning right, it's the opposite. The arms are facing downward with the middle of it on the top.
Left. We want to go left.
Yeah, isn't that the one that was
Left.
on the thing earlier? The down
Indeed.
arms.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Agreed.
So you're gonna go left.
Team left.
So
Okay. So the path winds sinuously through the mountain. It doesn't go straight, but what you notice is that the tunnel's a perfect fusion of living rock and worked stone. The walls are almost natural. They jut out and the rock is beautiful and lustrous, but the floors and the ceiling are almost perfectly level. You come to a door. And in front of the door, there are two identical bowls.
I know this part. If we put copper in the one bowl, we get gold out of the other bowl.
But we want paper. We want a piece of paper.
That's true. I think
So
this is the price of admission, though. Like a museum, you gotta pay for the upkeep.
That's a good point.
But do we each need to pay? Like, is there a cover charge for each of us?
I think we need to fill both bowls. Like 1 copper and then 10 gold?
And gold, yeah.
Okay. What would you all like to do?
Do I even have any money?
I'm pretty sure you got 500 gold from the last job, so I'm sure you have some.
oh yeah.
Because saving the world isn't enough for y'all.
Nobody gave that to Grizzle. Grizzle has 10 silver.
Okay, I'm pretty sure you should have gotten 500 gold. So
The responsible one in the party, who perhaps is holding on to money so that Grizzle doesn't spend it all on ale.
Oh,
Shadows will find a copper and put it in one bowl, and then 10 gold in the other bowl.
okay. You hear a very slight grinding from the door, but it doesn't open.
Well, crap.
Keep pouring.
And I put more gold in the one that has 10, like give it a lot of stuff.
So what do? You just like pour gold into the
I think
bowl?
I'll put 10 more gold into the
Okay.
one that has 10 in it already.
Sure. Anything else? Okay. Yeah, nothing happens.
Oh.
I put another copper in the copper bowl.
You hear a bit more of a grinding sound, and the door opens a sliver.
Okay. Wait, in that picture that we saw, how much gold was in the one and the other? Like, could we actually see how much gold was in each in the painting?
No, you couldn't see specifically, but Thorond, and both you and Thorond remembered that the saying was, give a copper to the lady, return tenfold in gold.
Oh.
So it's a 1 to 10.
So I would put a math 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'll put 4 more coppers in the bowl.
Okay.
And then 40 more gold in the other bowl.
The door opens.
There we go.
You pass through the door, and you notice that a tunnel continues onward. But what you also notice is that there's a path coming from the right that is also merging, that was separated by the living rock, and it now merges into the tunnel that you're in. You continue forward for another 200 feet or so, and the tunnel continues to a wide open chamber. The ceiling is very high, and you can't even see it. And what you notice is that there's a platform on the other side, very similar to the one that's on this side. There's a ramp that leads upward and a very large, ornate door. Crossing the gap, there seems to be 3 bridges. One is a 5-foot wide footbridge that crosses from one side to the other. Another is a slack line, which has rope on one side affixed to the other side, and then there's a rope over top. So there's like a slack line at the foot level, and there's a slack line at the head level that crosses over. And then in the middle of, on the sort of to the right of that, there's one 5-foot pillar that is just sort of emerging out of the shadows and darkness below, and that's it. So there's basically 3 stations. There's a bridge, a slack line, and a pillar in the middle of darkness. What would y'all like to do?
In the image, the one with all the people that was walking towards the goddess, what were they walking on?
They were walking on a very narrow beam.
Like the narrow bridge?
A bridge?
Hard to say. You both Farkan and Thorond remember that the testers would always take the boldest action to prove the glory of Timora.
Jump.
How far is it from the edge to the pillar?
12 feet.
No guts, no glory. Here we go. Score. We're gonna try a running jump to land on the pillar.
You absolutely make a running jump. Your strength is more than able to clear the distance, but you need to make an acrobatics check to see if you can, or a dexterity save, whichever you prefer, to see what happens when you land.
Okay, here we go. And I'm going to use my reroll.
Okay. All right. Sounds good.
If there's
Remember, you
any
also
time
have
to use-
inspiration, Hawkmere,
Okay.
which you can use on your reroll.
18.
18 is more than enough. You deftly land on the pillar almost effortlessly. And then you sort of turn around and you're like,
Oh.
now it's 15 feet, or 10 feet. Yeah, 10 feet to the other side.
Go for that one.
All right, and you're able to make it.
Okay.
I do the same thing.
Okay, make me an acrobatics check or a dexterity saving throw.
It's a nat 20 plus 4.
Oh,
Nice.
yeah. So you are even more dexterous than Store. You land there. You could pose
I
a
am-
little bit if you want. You
I'm
definitely
wearing
show
half
that
plate.
guy up.
I'm
Oh.
wearing half plate.
Okay. What is everybody else going to do? And Grizzle, you can easily jump to the other side as well.
Yep, yeah, I do.
I'm gonna shout across to them and ask, like, is there anything there? Like, what's next?
There's a ramp that leads upward and an ornate door.
Okay,
There's a ramp and a door.
thank you.
What do you say, good doctor? Should we tackle this?
You know, we didn't come all this way to just sit on our butts and read books. Let's blow up the world.
Okay.
Save it.
All right.
Okay.
After you, good doctor.
You know, ladies first.
Okay. Shadows is gonna close her eyes and jump.
Okay. Your strength score is what?
A 12.
So you are able to clear the distance. But you do need to make an acrobatics check to see if you stay on the pillar.
I feel like with my cat claws, I'd be holding on real tight.
Yeah, sure. You can have advantage because of that.
How's a 20?
Oh, yeah, totally fine. And then you're able to hop off onto the other side.
And like the bristles on my cat back go down a little bit.
Who's
A little-
next? Dr. Mordek?
Yeah.
All right.
I'll follow her.
What is your strength score?
11.
You are not quite strong enough to make the jump using your natural ability alone. You are going to need to make an athletics check.
Yay. 15.
Oh yeah, you're able to get there. No problem at all. And using your skill as opposed to your natural ability, you don't need to make a dexterity saving throw. And you're able to jump the distance to the other side of the platform. So only Thorond and Farkan remain on the other side.
Shadows is
Well,
waggling
my
her tail.
strength and athletics is pretty low, so I'm just gonna use my fly spell to just get across.
Okay, so you fly. Do you do anything as you're flying across?
Like,
What
look
could I
down, look up.
do a barrel roll.
I think I'll look down. Like, can I see anything below me?
You see darkness, a vast and pervasive darkness.
All right.
In
and I think
fact,
I'll do
as you look down, oh, you're going to do a barrel roll?
yeah, I am.
If you don't have inspiration, you get it again, and if you do have it, you get double inspiration because that's hype. Farkan, as you're crossing this crevasse or cavern, and you look down, it evokes a memory in you, very similar to the first time or the second time you went into the mountain, when you faced the aspect of Bishaba, you crossed the void that was complete darkness. It feels very similar to that as well. And as you cross and you do your barrel roll, is there anything else you're going to do, or are you just going to fly from one side, barrel roll to the other?
Yeah, I'll just do that.
Okay. Thorond, what would you like to do?
What I'd like to do is stay safely right where I am. But what I'm going to do is do the jump.
All right, so you can jump, make your dex save or acrobatics check, whichever you prefer.
19.
Oh, yeah, you're able to stylishly, everybody's making, and it's like you're walking, all of you are like you're walking on a catwalk, you're giving like your model face as you get over there, and you're able to hop to the other side. Exactly, somebody clipped that was delightful. So you're now on the other side, and on the other side, there's a couple things that you notice. You notice that the slack line is actually an optical illusion. So the slack line only goes out about 10 feet across. And then there's an illusory pole that's holding it together. So as you cross, you would reach with your hand or foot off of the slack line and you would slip because there would be nothing there. And you would also realize that the 5 foot wide footbridge actually only extends 10 feet and is illusion for the rest of the way. From that side, you couldn't see it. But from the reverse side, you can see all of the parlor tricks that have been put into making this deception real.
Some Indiana Jones and the Holy Grail.
All right, what would you all like to do now?
I guess.
Up
Go
the
up
ramp.
the ramp and through the door.
Sure.
I like to choose wisely.
Okay. The path is only about 20 feet high. You see a stone door that's maybe 15 feet wide by 15 feet high. There's ornate carvings that are very similar to the lintel that you saw in the temple, depicting the birth of Bishaba and her sister Timora, the adherents and the penitents doing feats of bravery, and the jealousy of Bishaba as the penitents did these brave deeds. There is a inscription over top of the door. It is written in common. It says, "Look inward, and you may pass."
Well, who's up for some self-reflection?
Oh, I thought you just had to do an autopsy. Like, you look in the innards? No?
Hey, if you guys are willing to let me crack open your skulls,
Nope.
you've made my day.
No.
We should have brought one of those kobolds with us.
Kobold in the Canary Mine.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not going back for one now.
There's a bridge. There's a bridge right there, Thorond.
Grizzle turns around and walks backward into it.
Walk backward into it.
Yep.
You pass through.
Nice.
That was me laughing, not Grizzle. Can nobody see me now?
No, nobody can see you now. We'll get to what happens to you in a moment.
Oh no.
Great.
I always like to hear that from the DM.
Well, I see my brother Goblin do that, so I do the exact same thing.
When you do it, nothing happens, Stor.
Oh. So I just bump into the door.
Yep.
You know
I've made a
what the heck?
mistake.
I'll do it as well. I'll do the same thing Grizzle just did.
Yeah, Farcan, nothing happens. When you do it, doesn't seem to have the same effect.
Well,
Look
this is kinda
inward,
interesting.
and you may pass, is what the inscription says.
Wasn't there something last time where the person kept saying "look inward"?
Yes, the rock kept repeating, "Look inward."
Yeah, freaking rock.
You smell while he's cooking.
Dr. Mordick,
Yes.
you have a bag you could look into.
Oh, hell yeah. I'll pull out, what was the name? Jeff?
Phil.
Oh, yeah.
Fill the bag.
I'll take out Phil and I'll pop him open. Hey, Phil.
Hey.
I'm gonna look inside yet.
Hey, what's up? Hey, Dr. Mordek, how you doing?
Doing just peachy. I'm gonna look inside if you're not, got a problem with that.
Wait, you gonna look inside me?
Yeah.
Hey, it's fine. I'm a bag. Hey.
Hey. What you got in there? Some pizza?
Hey, I got whatever you put in here. I didn't come standard with no equipment or nothing. I already solved one of your problems. What else you got me to do for, eh?
I'll stick my head in Phil.
So you stick your head all the way in Phil. And Phil goes, this is new. I feel closer to you already, Dr. Mordek. This is really what I call hands-on examination. This is very personal service. You gonna charge me for this or what?
Get my bill.
That's
What do
using
I
your
see?
head, Doctor.
So is there something I can do to help or what?
Listen, do I have to climb all the way in? What is...
I'm just a bag, Dr. Mordek. I don't know what are you expecting me to do?
I don't know. Thorin told me to look inside you.
I mean, as ideas go, it ain't the worst, but I mean, I'm still a bag.
I think you gotta buy him a drink first.
Apparently not.
Little small talk,
What's your problem, Dr. Mordek?
Hey, listen, I have a low attention span. I'm easily confused. I fixate on certain things that interest me and don't really care about other things. I've got a few friends. I've been told I've overeaten on a few things. I like my sweets. I don't know. I have a crippling fear of new people. My writing can be pedantic. I'm allergic to dust. Shellfish. I mean that's for a start.
Well, let me tell you. It all sounds good. Like, real good. Aye?
Are you okay, Phil?
No, I'm great. Bloody marvelous.
Oh dear.
But what I can tell you,
Phil, you sound like you're all
right.
down under.
ha! It's a good joke, mate. But what I can tell you is it feels really deep, almost deeper than you got inside me. Maybe you should try the door.
Crikey.
Crikey is right. What do you do, Mordek?
I'll try the door.
You pass right through.
Oh, jeez.
Right, who's next?
Wait, is Phil still on the outside?
No, the accent carries over.
Oh, okay.
I didn't know if it was like one of those temporal things where like Dr. Mordek passed through, but
The
Phil
bag
bumped.
hit. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, that's a little too Deus Ex Machina for me. I already gave you a talking bag.
Look inside.
Beware, dungeon masters carrying talking bags.
But wait, what happens if I like hold my shield to my face, like I'm looking inside my shield and go at the door?
When you do that, you bang your face against the back of the shield. It bangs into the door, and then your face bangs into the shield. And the shield says, "Crikey!" Haha, no, it doesn't. I made that up. That was not real. That was for the shoe. So, Dr. Mordek and Grizzle are on the other side. 4 of you are on the outside. What are you going to do?
Well, Mordek's going to look at Grizzle. How the hell did we get here?
I have no idea. What do we see?
Right. Grizzle, the door opens to a long 30-foot wide cavern. The ceiling is well above your sight. Toward the back of the cavern, you see a familiar confluence of blue, green, and yellow energy, which seems to be pulsing in midair. Suspended at its center at what looks to be a piece of paper. You also see a female leaning against the back wall, wearing a blue robe with silver trim. A shamrock is pinned to her lapel. Even from this distance, you see her gold eyes piercing from far away. Grizzle, to you, she appears as a goblin, and about her head and shoulders is an eerie white glow that appears to come from nowhere at all. And to you, Dr. Mordek, she appears as a dwarf, stout and pure, with long braided white hair, tightly woven around her head in the shape of a crown.
That's not a crown. This is a crown.
Inspiration, Dr. Mordek, if you don't have it already. Grizzle, you have been provided a reroll for you and you alone. And the text of this reroll says, Grizzle, may your goblin guile prevail while your enemies stumble. Your friend Baharosh. So not only is that a reroll for you, that is a forced reroll for me.
Thank you, my adventuring companion from a few sessions ago. I miss you.
Right. What's everybody else outside the door gonna do? No.
Stor's gonna take his helmet off
Okay.
and put it over his face
Okay.
and try going through the door.
The same thing happens to you that happened to Farkan. You bang
That's
your
right.
head into the helmet. This is the genius. If at first you don't succeed, try again.
Yeah. Hmm.
Did we see Grizzle? Like he just walked backwards.
He just walked backwards. Yep.
Definitely
Like-
closed my eyes.
Yeah, but I tried it and didn't
Right.
work.
So did Farkan and so did Dr. Mordek.
All right.
Trying to-
Why don't you try putting your book over your face and going through it backwards?
Look inward and you may pass. So Grizzle, walked through backwards, and Dr. Mordek shared many intimate thoughts, and then walked right through. What are the 4 of you gonna do?
I'm going to walk through while contemplating my faith.
You walk right through. The depth of your faith knows no bounds. And you are now on the other side. You see what everyone else see, Thorond. Except to you. You see a female human, slender, with long white locks that cascade down her body and are cinched tightly near her waist.
Hmm. And what is her attention focused on?
we will get to that once y'all are through.
Okay,
Yeah,
okay,
I don't
okay.
too much to separate.
Yeah.
What if I shoot fire at it and try to walk through, since I like fire so much?
You shoot fire at the door, and nothing happens except. Pew, pew.
Shadows will pull out a smaller volume that appears to be perhaps a more personal diary, and will read it to herself while she tries to pass through the door.
You go right through.
And what if I take my wand and go Aloha Mora and then try to walk through?
I'm annoyed, but I'll allow it.
Okay.
Great. So now it's the new guy.
Just the new guy by himself.
So Store will draw his sword, kneel down in front of the door, trying to call upon his, holy divinity to give him strength to walk through the door.
And you do. So Farkan, you see a figure across the room. She's an elf, lithe and beautiful. Her white hair is cropped neatly atop her head in a bun. Shadows, you see her as a tabaxi with beautiful white fur and golden eyes. Store, you also see her as a goblin. She looks up at all of you once you all arrive, and she says weakly, "Finally, I wasn't sure you were come. I didn't know if you were getting my messages."
Store's looking around at everybody else. I don't know what she's talking about.
Something you're not telling us about?
I was here for the dragon. We got past the dragon. This is all on you guys now.
Please, come closer.
I start walking up.
Yeah.
Okay.
I walk up with Grizzle.
She's weary. It has been difficult. My strength wanes and my influence in the vast is weakening, while my sister's power grows. She's feeding on the instability created by the destruction of the Codex. For a long time, she was hindered. Much of her power was trapped within the belly of Trollheart Barrow. But I sense that she was freed and that dam was broken.
I just start looking away, off to the side.
And I just slowly start looking at Grizzle like,
Yes, you can.
That's crazy.
The paper's just floating in the air.
The paper's just floating in the air. Yep.
Store grabs it.
Okay. You grab it. You're able to pull it out from the energy. Make me a wisdom saving throw.
I'm actually good at that. 22.
As soon as you touch the page, a series of visions flash through your mind. Time no longer has any meaning for you. You're here in this cavern, but at the same time you're at the destruction of the Codex Cosmologica. You're in the fortress where the party of heroes destroyed it. You see every page returning to the prime material plane in sequence. It's all happening simultaneously. It doesn't destroy or cause any damage to your mind, but you're seeing these pages be slotted into the Codex all at once. And you see the book close with the final page, and shamrocks rain from the sky, and you're snapped back into reality, and you have the final page of the Codex Cosmologica in your hand.
I turn to Shadows and say, here.
Shadows will very delicately take the page from the store, and do we still have that empty scroll case from our
Yes,
last
you do.
expedition? I would very gently roll it up and put it in the scroll case, and then put that in one of our bags.
Sure. Okay, no problem. She's breathing very heavily. Do you have anything you want to ask her, or
Could we offer her some water, some of our rations, my lady? What could we do anything to ease your pain, your
she
issues?
says, yes. Yes. And she, from within her silver blue tunic, she pulls a scroll, and she holds it out to you.
I take it very delicately.
As soon as she gives it to you, you feel a thump echoing through the mountain, as if some source of great power was released. And she says, I regret that I don't have more to give you. I lack even a case to protect it. But when your need is great, speak the final line together.
I guess I would hand the scroll to Farkan and see if he can recognize what it is.
Sure. It is a copy of Timora's prophecy
Okay.
with a fourth verse.
Ooh.
It says, with heart agape and portals near, luck be with you all. Her sacrifice shall gird your fear and prevent a mighty fall. When doom's mistress shall appear, those heroes so empowered may halt her sprawl. And she says, my sister saw the weakening of the spaces between the planes as her opportunity to seize a power which she was not entitled to possess. I hope that you possess the strength to stop her. May fortune favor you, and she will begin to fade from your view.
Man, good thing nobody told her what happened in that cave. Dodged a bullet there. Do we want to like snap that cracker in half and teleport back?
Cracker in half.
The clay coiner.
Track.
Well, I'm not reaching for it.
It's all right. It's quite safe and warm.
Gross.
Remember, I had the special socks.
Yeah.
Yes, Thoron, we know.
Gross. All right, are you going to break it?
I mean, I feel sort of bad for leaving that. What's his face at the start of the cave, but whatever.
Yeah, he's totally just going to be sitting there for hours waiting for y'all.
All right, the kobolds.
With the other 6 kobolds.
Whatever.
Hey, but he'll be alive to wait.
Very true. Very true.
Yeah, let's just
Okay. So you snap it in half. You all sort of hold hands. You kumbaya,
Aw.
and you appear in the gardens of the college. Flip and Dalchandra are awaiting you in the courtyard. They both say in unison, "So."
Done.
Hi! It's the Avid Readers Club. Here.
We just hand it over.
Yeah.
Oh God. Okay.
Do we give them the page or do we give them the prophecy?
Well, I mean, it really depends on what you want to give her.
I think we should give her everything. It is only
Yeah.
right.
I will have used our travel time to copy down from the page into my book so that we have a copy, that we're not just giving all of our
Yes.
information to the college.
100%.
Okay. So you you give them the page, and Dalchandra excitedly takes it away, and so Flip is like, "Well, you're still alive. That's great. Cool.
Thanks,
See-
Flip.
Flip this is why nobody likes you.
Everybody likes me. I'm a damn delight. I grow on you like a fungus.
Fungus.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Fungus.
let's stop.
Not even antibiotics will get rid of me. Hey-o. So all of you sort of go your own separate ways,
Oh yeah.
and you are able to come to an easy sleep. As you're sleeping, you hear the voice and visage of the woman who you met in the cavern, and she says, "You must find where the book was written. Only then will you know how to set things right." And in front of you, you see the gate of a location that you're all very familiar with. The outer portico of Candlekeep. And that is where we are going to end our session for tonight. Thank you all very much. It has been great. We have raised $445 today. We are $55 away from our goal, so that is wonderful. If anybody wants to get a final song, it'll cost you $55. But thank you so much. This total, this $455 will push us past $20,000 since we started Quest for the Cure in September. So thank you very much for your generosity. Thank you for sticking with us. Thank you for sharing the fun that I hope all of our players are having. Congratulations to Crucian, who is going to win herself an extra dice vault for her contributions today. We always appreciate you having with us, especially especially while you're on vacation. A special thanks, as always, to Hawkmere for joining us. I hope you had a good time.
I had a good blast. This was great.
And our incredible cast. So, Ed, why don't you start? Where can everybody find you?
Oh, the easiest place to find me and ask me endless Realms Lord questions is at the Edverse on Twitter.
All right. Amy, how about you?
I am on Twitter at LADYDZRA. You can hang out with me if you like dog photos and random rants about moving lately. So, yay.
Emma, how about you?
You can find me in the Greater Toronto area if you're very good at finding people. Otherwise, every Sunday evening, I am the storyteller at Cyberpunk Independence, and you can find me on Twitter. My handle's like right here, and if you see me around in Toronto, just let me be. I'm skittish.
In your native habitat.
Blair, how about you?
Yeah, it's just always a pleasure to be here with all these talented people. Yeah, you can find me on Twitter like everybody else. And no, it's just incredible to be a part of something raising so much money. So I love it here.
Eric.
Yeah, thanks for tuning in, everybody. Thanks for all the donations made. It's a great charity to be supporting. You can find me on Twitter and Instagram at EricDMD246. And I'm also on Twitch, EricDMD Gaming, where I've been playing whatever I have on my PS5, God of War, Call of Duty, and hopefully soon the new Ratchet and Clank game. I will be streaming that very soon.
Very cool.
So yeah, check it out.
Hawkmere, how about you?
I'm on Twitter at Hawkmere1. I follow Gary and his stream at fortnerd.com and his podcast Crooked Die. Sunday nights I'm giving Anthony and Talon and Claw and Jake at MTD Domain a bad time when they do their stream, their Sea of Thieves stream. And yeah, I'm just around.
Thank you to these amazing players who, if it wasn't for them, I would just be sitting here talking to you. You can find me online at fortnerd.com. That's DOTCOM. Every Sunday night I stream Sea of Thieves with Talon and Claw. Every Monday night I stream Scribes and Scrolls at Mini Terrain Domain. And of course I join the lovely Emma and the lovely Amy on Cyberpunk Independence on the Twitch channel fortnerd.com at 7 o'clock. We're here next month, July 31st. We'll be doing this all over again. We will be investigating the mystery sibling rivalry. Ain't it the worst? Everybody, so grateful. Have a good night.